Mahomes looks to throw it. Pump faking right side. He wants it. A comeback. It is caught by Kelsey. Touchdown! Kansas City. The game is over. The Kansas City Chiefs are champions. How about those Chiefs?
Hey, welcome here to the Kingdom Corner with Andrew and Dale. We're here previewing the game coming up this Sunday night, a game that was flexed to Sunday night with the Chiefs and the Chargers. Sunday night in Los Angeles. So, Dale, how are you feeling about this game?
Man, I was just talking about a little nervous. This will be the last primetime game for the Chiefs, though, right? They'll maxed out on primetime games.
I believe so. Yes, they do play the Saturday Christmas Eve game.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's considered primetime or not. It's probably more is than not, I guess. But it's just one of those things the NFL is doing this year.
Yeah.
So
first team to max out on the primetime game. So that's pretty cool.
That's right. And flexing out to another one. So that's good. So
but you asked me how I'm feeling. I'm feeling pretty nervous about this game.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm feeling a little bit nervous. And one of the reasons I'm nervous is I don't know if you've been keeping up with this injury report, but as of now, they are projecting that Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, both the top receivers that have been out for the Chargers, will be back against the Chiefs for Sunday night.
Okay, perfect. Here we go. Now they're 100% healthy and they're going to come at us. So
the Chiefs are coming to town. So you know what? I'm all of a sudden feeling better, Coach. Put me in. So
how limited? Because Keenan Allen, he only played the first week, right? Did he play the first week or was it first couple weeks?
He might have played the first couple, but it wasn't long. So he has a hamstring injury, and Mike Williams has an ankle injury. So neither one is cleared yet to play or has made that announcement yet. They both had limited practices, but they are projecting, at least all the media heads, and us too now. So all the media heads are projecting that they will be available to play. So this is the first week they've both been back to practice because Chiefs are coming to town.
That's right. Well, hey, I think that's in a competitor. I think you want the best, right? You want the best at their best. And so isn't it crazy? And I'm sure you're going to talk about this because I know if everyone doesn't know, Andrew does our notes. He is he keeps us on track, but that's right. Because I'm like a squirrel. I'll be talking about the Buffalo Bills there in a minute, but the Chiefs have an opportunity to lock up the division November 20th.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy already?
They could win and then lose the rest of their games, which I'm sure they won't. But they could and still make the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think that's why the Chargers and Mike Williams and Keenan Allen here are pushing to come back for this game because they know this is their shot. If they don't get this game, they're not done because they can still make the playoffs, but they have no chance to get any home field games in the playoffs if they don't win this game.
Yeah, backs against the wall. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the Chiefs come in there and step on their throat.
Yeah.
Figuratively, not literally. Okay.
We're passers. We're not for breaking necks here, but
no. But I hope they come in there. Yeah. But as we know, these division games are difficult.
They're brutal.
Yeah. So no matter how bad the Chargers are, how bad the Raiders are, the Broncos, it always seems like they kind of scare you a little bit, and just because that's what you're supposed to do in your division is supposed to win. And so these Chargers probably have had the Chiefs number the most in the league or in the conference.
Yep. In the division. Yep. For sure. Yeah. And so the Chargers are the team that, we kind of said from the beginning, this is a team that scares us the most before the season even started. It wasn't, the Russell Wilson led Broncos who, falling off a cliff, but everybody's singing their praise. Everybody said, oh, well, the Raiders are going to be so much better because of Devontae Adams. Said, no, our eyes are still on the Chargers. We still think that they are the best team behind the Chiefs in the division, and they're the Chiefs that has the most worried going into the season, and I would say that still stands true to this point.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's crazy to think, like, these teams have gone all in, all three of the AFC West teams, and I think if you were to ask their fan base or their owner or their GM or their coach, it has been a disappointing season. So I hope the Chiefs continue to disappoint fan bases and
that's right.
and win. But to think all the money you put into the Chargers this offseason, all the pickups you picked up, and you are, what are they, 5-4?
Yes, I believe so. I'll double check that, but yeah, I believe that is correct.
5-4, and could be 500 after Sunday night, and so that's got to be discouraging. And then the Chargers or the Broncos, my goodness, we can talk about them when we play them, but they really, and the Raiders lost a lot of close games. But anyway, we're here to talk about the Chargers and Sunday night. So what are the Chargers good at? What are the Chargers bad at? Tell me.
Well, the Chargers, their best player on the offensive side is Justin Herbert. And so he has a cannon for an arm, and he can make plays. And he is now I believe this is his third year, if I remember correctly. Am I right? Or has he been there longer now?
I'll look it up. You keep talking.
Okay. So. Well, either way, Justin Herbert, whether third, fourth, fifth year, whatever year he's in now, but Justin Herbert, he has learned a lot and has improved a lot since coming into the league and has learned how to read defenses. And that is the place where the Chiefs struggle the most on the defensive side is the pass defense, and having to go against a guy like Justin Herbert, who is now learning how to read defenses so well, that poses a big challenge for the Chiefs. Whether Keenan Allen or Mike Williams are in there or not, it still poses a challenge because they still have Justin Herbert. And, to a point we were talking to earlier this week, or even earlier today, if you have a great quarterback, it can make up for a lot of deficiencies in your other areas. And I think Justin Herbert is one of those quarterbacks.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Top 5 quarterback in the NFL right now?
Is he? I personally think he is, yes.
You would pick you're a GM, you're starting a team. You would, and you're the fifth
I'm not saying he's number 1, 2, or 3. You just said top 5.
I'm saying top 5. So you would take.
So I mean, Patrick Mahomes is my number 1 in my top 5.
Okay. All right.
I didn't make this list before, so go off the top of my head here, but I think Josh Allen is probably number 2, even though he's starting to lose games and starting to fall back a little bit. He's, not trying to take a shot at him, but he's just lost a few games here that he.
But you would still build a team around him. He still's got talent. All right, yes. Number 3. Yes. And then this does not mean like maybe you're just trying to win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years. So don't think age.
Yeah,
I'm thinking top 5 right now.
All right, so number 3. I almost have to go Aaron Rodgers still because he's still got talent. Once you said age is not in there. So Mahomes, Allen, Rodgers, and then I think Jalen Hurts is the real deal. I think he is. I think he's number 4. I'm putting him number 4.
And then you go Herbert.
He's still got room to improve, but I think he's the real deal. I'd build a team around Jalen Hurts, and then I'd get Herbert.
Okay. All right, there you go. That's a strong case. I don't know who. I mean, you could think about Tua.
Yeah,
I need to see. I think Joe Burrow. I think that guy's got. I mean, I like him better as a leader than Herbert, but that's just me personally. I like Lamar Jackson probably better than Herbert. But that's just me.
You're wrong. Lamar Jackson is not better than Herbert. No,
I think Lamar Jackson brings value.
He's
a winner.
He's a winner. Hey, he is more of an athlete than Herbert. I will give you that, but he is not a better quarterback than Herbert.
A winner. I didn't say Tim Tebow. I said Lamar Jackson. Okay. I didn't say Tim Tebow.
You can say what you want. You're not going to convince me that Lamar Jackson is better than Justin Herbert. I don't think
Lamar's got more MVP awards. Lamar has more playoff wins. Lamar has.
Well, that might be the case, but you're saying I'm starting a franchise with a quarterback. I'm picking still Justin Herbert over Lamar Jackson because I want a guy who can actually throw the football and get me some touchdowns and not just run every single play. Or whenever he gets pressured, I don't want him to escape the pocket. It's like, oh, you know what? I can just do it with my legs. I don't need to throw this ball. Yeah. I got players down here. They're not wide receivers. Those are blockers for me. Those are my blockers, not wide receivers. You guys block the ball or block the run for me. So, no, I'm taking Justin Herbert, who's going to actually push the ball down the field. He's got a cannon for an arm and knows how to read defenses better than Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
I'm throwing it out there. That's my case, and I'm sticking to it.
I'd give him top 8 quarterback in the NFL right now, Justin Herbert.
All right.
I think you got to do something. You got to do something before you're elite.
Yeah.
Just do it. I think he does. His coach, Brandon Staley, probably has lost him more games than won them.
Well, that was my next point too.
Okay, here we go. Go ahead. Let's get back on track.
Can you have a solid quarterback without a great coach? Case in point here. Look at what's happened in Jacksonville this year. Last year, Trevor Lawrence looked like he's fallen off the face of the earth. That he was a bust. Why would you spend that much draft capital on him? You get an offensive-minded quarterback, who previously coached for the Chiefs as well. But anyways, he gets in there with Trevor Lawrence, and all of a sudden, Trevor Lawrence looks like he's the real deal. And so I think you get a good quarterback and a good head coach together. I think that makes a big difference, and I think that's what Justin Herbert's missing. He's missing a I think he's missing a great head coach.
Is Staley on the hot seat?
I think it's going to depend on how this year finishes, because I think Justin Herbert keeps Staley in the game of having a job. I think he does, and to Herbert's credit, he's doing things that his coach is limited in. His coach is not. His coach is holding him back and losing them games more than Herbert is. I'll leave it at that.
There you go.
So,
all right,
hot take here.
Hard take, but I think personally, I think Staley's on the hot seat. I think if they don't make the playoffs this year, I think he's in trouble.
Yeah,
because we've seen GMs and owners have a shorter leash now. Look at Jim Irsay. He fired a coach and hired a lineman.
Yeah,
which is
so
awesome.
Far, it's worked out for him. So
it was 1-0 against the Raiders.
Yeah.
But that is the one.
The Colts to hire a Saturday for a game that goes on a Sunday. So
there you go. Yeah, leave it to them. That's hilarious. But yeah, so I think do you? I really think there's going to be a shift to where it's going to be more of a CEO. I mean, we're kind of seeing that in the Detroit with Matt Campbell. Is it Matt Campbell? Dan Campbell.
Yeah.
He's more of a CEO. I think Vrabel, he's a genius on defense, but I think he's more of a CEO type, he has his hands in things, but he's definitely managing the game. I think if Saturday has success, I think you're going to see that. I think, Bill Belichick and Andy Reid are probably the two greatest coaches right now still. I think they're elite. They're at the top. But other than that, I think it's kind of like it's a toss-up.
Yeah.
Andy Reid may be the greatest offensive mind since whoever you want to put. I don't know, Bill Walsh.
Sure.
We weren't even old enough to talk about Bill. But just the fact that he's just been consistent since 2000 or 99 maybe when he started, and so just the consistency is unbelievable. So, and very humble.
Yeah, for sure. I know he's not had a losing season since coming to the Chiefs, which is remarkable since the year before he came to the Chiefs had only won 2 games. He's never had a losing season with the Chiefs. And I think there may only be 1 year he didn't make the playoffs, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think
it'd probably be the first year. Don't you think the first year?
It might have been. I can't
might have been the first year. I don't think they had a great record. I think they just.
I think they won 9 games though. His first year, so they're probably like 9-7, something like that.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know you got a bunch of stats here for us, so I want to hear them.
All right. So here's the stats for the Chargers and Chiefs going into this game. We'll start with.
One quick. Herbert was drafted with Burrow. That class, so this is year 3. So year 3.
I don't want to say somebody called it, but I think that's what I said. Is it not? Maybe I said year 4.
Hey, you just said year 3 or 4. You were wavering. That's why I wanted to make sure. I wanted to fact check.
I appreciate you fact checking me live here, so people know that we're not just making things up. Hey,
we don't want to be sending misinformation over the airways.
Hey, you're correct. You're correct. Feel free to fact check me anytime. I can be wrong. I admit to that. So
hey, I know you have fact checked me a couple times. All right, we can go back to the.
Hey, we're here to keep people honest. All
right. So
let's get into these stats here. Chargers and Chiefs. We'll start with the Chargers offense versus the Chiefs defense. So the Chargers offense is number 15 overall. They're averaging 359 yards a game. That's pretty close to the Chiefs overall defense. The Chiefs defense is 16 overall and allowing 347 yards per game. So pretty close.
Okay. All right.
So the Chargers have the number 5 passing offense. But they're number 30 in rushing offense, which surprised me. They're only averaging about 85 yards a game rushing. They're number 13, though, in third down conversions, about 40% there, and they're averaging 22 points a game.
Wow.
So Chiefs defense, how this stacks up, they're number 25 in passing, and they're number 5 in rushing. So they're allowing about 99 rush yards a game. So that game last week helped a lot. As far as stats go. Third down, they're actually 8th in third down conversion.
Oh, wow.
Chiefs defense. That surprised me.
That's huge.
Yeah, they're only allowing a conversion rate of 36.5%. So that's huge. I mean, that's big. They're 19 in scoring, so they're allowing about 23 points a game, so pretty close to what the Chargers offense is scoring. And the Chiefs are tied for 8th in sacks this year with 27.
Is this the best defense Mahomes has had?
If it continues the trajectory it has the last game or two, I would say yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I think their run defense is fantastic. Nick Bolton and Willie Gay are great. And so that is encouraging to hear. And so even I think the pass defense is a little skewed because a lot of times the Chiefs have been up in some of these games and they've had to throw more. And so I think that puts more pressure. And so that may mean the run defense is skewed too. But
and you have to remember too, we have a lot of rookies playing in that secondary this year. And the first few games when they were still trying to get their feet wet, trying to figure out how to play in this league, they were giving up a lot of big plays. Yeah. And we have not seen that in the past few weeks, any really big plays. Not that teams have not passed on us at all, but we haven't seen those huge chunk yard plays like we did the first few weeks of the season. And I think these rookies and these cornerbacks who are still trying to figure out Spag's system are starting to find their groove. And, like we talked about before, that's kind of pretty normal for Spag's defense, though, because it's a complicated defense and it takes a while for them to figure it out.
There you go.
All right, so Chiefs offense versus the Chargers offense. The Chiefs have the number 2 offense, averaging 423 yards a game. The Chargers defense is number 20, allowing 356 yards a game. So good luck, Chargers defense. But I will say the Chargers do have a man named Derwin James on the defensive side of the ball who might be, but probably is a top 10 defender in the league.
Oh, yeah, hands down. So
yeah, that guy is everywhere. And he was everywhere the first time we played him too, disrupting a lot of things and causing a lot of problems. So that's a guy to watch out for and, keys to the game coming up here. So, but moving on, Chiefs offense and passing, number 1, averaging 314 yards a game. Rushing, number 21. So came up a little bit here, averaging about 109 yards a game. They're second in third down conversions, averaging about 52%, and they're still number 1 in scoring, averaging an even 30 points. And how the Chargers defense stacks up here, they're number 13 pass defense. They're number 30 in rush defense, though, so that might play out well for the Chiefs.
Okay.
They are, let's see. They're 25 in third yard conversions, so not great. They're allowing 43% conversion rate. They're 29th in scoring defense, so they're allowing 25 points a game. And they're number 21 in sacks. They have 20 sacks on the season.
Well, I thought Nick Bosa or Joe, which one ever it is, the Bosa boy and Mac are going to just terrorize people.
Yeah, Joey Bosa.
Yeah. Terrorize people.
Yeah, in that first game, those two guys, Joey Bosa in particular, I'm not saying he's not a great player because he is, but the Chiefs neutralized Joey Bosa in that first game. Yeah. Now, Mac, on the other hand, had a few really big plays against the Chiefs in that first game.
Yeah.
Didn't quite have as much success, but at least if you can neutralize at least one of those guys, that's huge. That's huge.
I felt like they did a good job against his brother, Nick Bosa, over there in the 49ers, neutralizing him.
Yeah, they did.
And so when they played him, and so I think they did it. And Andrew Wiley on their injury report is looking good, looking promising to be playing. So that's good news.
Yep, he had a full practice in yesterday's practice, so he should hopefully be ready to go for Sunday night.
Yeah.
So, but here's the other guy we have to mention for the Chiefs defense too. I think Colin Sanders might be having a career year. That
I'm
guy,
glad you brought up old 99. Here we go.
That guy is a run stuffer machine.
So I know his jersey's on the way to your house right now, right?
I know. Oh man, it's not yet, but maybe it should be.
Maybe who was it? You loved 97 Bailey. Was it Bailey?
Yeah, Alan Bailey.
Alan Bailey.
I
think you were the only guy in the stadium with an Alan Bailey jersey.
I probably was, but man, I love that dude because that dude, he had the nickname Alan Bailey. Had the nickname of the Hulk that was given to us by his teammates. If other NFL players whose job is to be in pristine condition give you the nickname of the Hulk, that says something about you.
Says a lot. Yeah, for sure. So, okay. Yeah. Are the Saunders' jerseys on the way to the Smith household? So,
something like that. So he put out some the other day that said, you've heard of Sack Nation. He's like, I'm sorry, my own nation, Stuff Nation. He's like, called me the CEO and leader of Stuff Nation. So Colin Sanders, we hear you. We got you here.
That's right.
Yeah. So the other thing I want to talk about real quick is the Chiefs running game. Isaiah Pacheco versus Clyde. Is Clyde, is he just out? Or is it Isaiah Pacheco's thing to lose? We talked about this a little bit in the recap from last week, but I just want to hit on this real quick. Is Clyde going to get more playing time, or is he just kind of done with?
Man, it's hard because first round pick, he hasn't been who we thought he was going to be, projected to be, and so I think we see Pacheco runs with intensity. Even he fumbled in the red zone, and you would think usually Andy Reid's MO is, hey, have a seat on the bench and watch the game. But threw him back in there, and he did well. Held on the ball. I think that's one big thing is I think if Pacheco keeps fumbling, I think he'll get himself out of a job. So but
that reminds me of Kareem Hunt. As a rookie, his first carry was a fumble, came back in and had a huge game. So maybe
huge year.
Yeah, huge year. Yeah, you're right. Huge year. So maybe Andy knows what he's doing. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And going against the number 30 rush defense, I think helps out the Chiefs because it puts a little bit more pressure on that defense to not just sit back and defend the pass the entire game.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, you're going to have to do that because if you just throw 68 times like they did against the Titans, the Chiefs, that's not going to work well because then that's going to let Bosa and Mac just come right after you. And so
what's the keys to win this game for the Chiefs?
Yeah, I think this game for the Chiefs, and this is so they've played each other this year already, and it was the first game. And I think this Chiefs team is night and day different from the first game till week 11. And so I think, I know I said in the podcast I was a little nervous, but I think if Juju can get back, I think he's really come well. Then you got Tony, who is just tearing it up. So I think the key is ball possession, having the ball, long drives, and spreading around like he's been doing. So I think the key is the Chiefs to play their game. Yeah. Don't try to be cute. Just play your game. What you've been doing for the last 9 weeks.
Yeah. So Chiefs had their first home game this season against the Chargers. Won that game 24-27. So I think the Chiefs have to figure out a way to your point, stop those those defensive linemen and Joey Bosa and Mac. They also have to defend well against the pass if those two big receivers are coming back. So that's my key.
Yeah, the defense as well is totally different too. Week 1 from week 11 is going to be totally different. So I just read here a second ago that Mahomes is 13-0 on the road in divisional games, and so that's pretty impressive.
That is good.
And so I just don't think – I think the key would be special teams, seeing them getting cleaned up.
That's true. That's a good point. So right now the Chiefs are favored by 6 points from this point. So, obviously that line can change. But right now the Chiefs are favored by 6 points going into this game. I wonder, though, if Williams and Allen, if they are healthy to play, if that line changes drastically. if they're if they're officially cleared, if that changes to 3 or 2.5 or something like that. So that would be my guess, is it would change almost half of that if they are cleared to play and said, yeah, they're for sure playing.
Okay, yeah, that'd probably change a little bit, even if one of them's cleared.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So score prediction. So for this game, I've gone back and forth a lot on this because I think, man, the Chargers just play them so well.
Yes.
So well. And over the last few weeks, the Chiefs have not quite hit their 30-point mark. But I think they're going to get close to it this game.
Yeah.
So, because I think they realize, maybe they don't, maybe it's all in my head, but I think they're starting to think, okay, we're not quite hitting on all cylinders like we want to. I'd say the Jaguars game they did, they just, didn't have that many possessions. But it depends on this too. It depends on if they continue to try to run the ball a lot and, run that clock down. But all that to say this, I think the Chiefs will win. It's going to be a close game again. I think it's going to be another 3-point game.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Chiefs 31, Chargers 28.
Okay. So I had a similar score. I thought it was going to be a close game as well. And my thought was 31-27.
All
right. I think they're going to get a late touchdown. The Chargers have to go for 2 because the Chiefs are up, and then they're not going to.
They're going to miss on the 2-point conversion. That'd be great because I think
Staley will do that, and it'll be great. So Staley's going to win us this game. I have full confidence, and I think the Chiefs defense. I think especially on that short yardage, unless they step back and throw, I think that defensive line is ready for a run and ready to stop. So, and he's known for going for it. Oh yeah, 99. Let's go.
That's right. Stuff Nation, right?
Stuff Nation. I love it.
All right.
So,
yeah. Well, I hope you'll watch the game this Sunday night. Chiefs at the Chargers. It's going to be a good one. Primetime football. So thanks for joining us in this episode of the Kingdom Corner. We'll see you next time right here in the Kingdom Corner.